Hey, it's Don again, and we are back here continuing on the project of getting our SideShift thrusters installed. And this week I have my woodworker hat on. So you're probably not going to believe me when I tell you this, but I do kind of like the fact that a project like this pushes me out of my comfort zone and gets me into these kind of tasks that are not my forte, namely electrical work, woodworking, engineering, a little bit of engineering. So all stuff that I really am not that great at, but I seem to be muddling through and getting decent results out. So let's dive in and we'll do a little woodworking. All right, here we have our finished cabinet with the stained wood in place. That's what she looks like, the whole thing. You can see the battery charger up at the top. And if we come over here on the side, you can see that down on the bottom down there, I did put a piece of that little thin blonde wood on the end to close it up, and I drilled a few holes through it, 3/4 inch holes to give us a little bit more ventilation. You can see obviously around the cables we've got big holes, so ventilation should not be an issue. I have been thinking it would be nice to figure out some way to cover up that solenoid so that something can't fall on that. At worst, I'm gonna cover up those posts for the hot and ground there, but ultimately I'm thinking that maybe I can build something to cover the whole thing. So we'll see about that, but I won't wind up doing that until I get my thrusters wired up. So woodworking for today is done. All right, I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a crow in the distance. I'm not in Washington right now, I'm back in Utah. And I came back here because I got a few things to do around the house, and I was really missing the girls, so I needed to get back and spend some time with them. And so right now, today is a day when I decided to take a little drive up in the mountains. I'm on one of my favorite roads. This is the road that goes over Wolf Creek Pass between roughly kind of Camas and the towns of Hanna and Tabiona over on the other side of the mountain. It's a little 2-lane highway that they close in the winter when the snow gets up here. So this is probably my last pass at being able to drive over it. As you can see behind me, we got a little bit of snow on the ground, like an inch is all, not much. But this is one of my favorite spots here. It's this grove of aspen trees. And right now, with the snow and all the leaves off the trees, it's kind of like we're in a black and white portrait. It's really cool. The only colors up here are kind of the contrasting black and white. I'll spin you around in a minute and show you here. But I just wanted to give you a quick update. I talked to the folks at CV West Boatyard, and they said, you know, we're not busy, we can get you in whenever, so just pick your days. I talked to them a little bit about shipping a washing machine and stuff to the yard, and the guy said, yeah, that's fine, just let us know, and you know, we'll do that. And so I can get all my stuff coming ahead of there. So it's about time to get the credit card out, I think, and start ordering those last few bits. I was talking about that washer dryer combination machine and anchor chain and some kind of a transducer. Now I did get down in the bilge area the other day down in the engine room, and I was looking down underneath the floor in there, and I can see there is two transducers in there. I couldn't figure out which one's live and which one's not live, but my hope is that while I have it out, I can maybe replace one of those older ones with a new one that's live and get it hooked into the chart plotters like I talked about. But anyway, just an aside, I just wanted to make a run up in the mountains here before I couldn't do it anymore. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'll spin you around and just kind of let you see what the winter, the little early onset of winter looks like up here on the edge of the Uinta Mountains. This area up here last summer or the summer before had a big fire over on the mountain on the other side across from me, and it really needed it. We have a lot of timber up here, a lot of the evergreen timber is dead. Beetle killed, drought has got it, and there was a guy who was lumbering some of that out or trimming some of that out. I guess there is a market for beetle killed wood, surprisingly enough, but now I think they've lost a lot of that to the fire. Not all of it, unfortunately. There's still quite a bit of dead forest up on the other side of the mountain up here. But in a few years, some of this will be looking probably pretty good as everything starts to spring back from being burned out. So anyway, that's it for right now. I'll update you more as I get some of this stuff lined out. Okay, well, I'm kind of done, mostly done with the stuff that I wanted to do while I was down here for this trip anyway. And I think it's almost time to bundle stuff up and head back north. The guys at the boatyard, as I mentioned, are not very busy, so I kind of want to take advantage of this opportunity to get there and get that haul out done. I talked to them about chain. They can get me chain. They said, oh, we just want to make sure we get the right stuff off your windlass, you know, get the numbers off the gypsy wheel. Is that what they call it? I don't think that's what they call it. But anyway, the wheel that the chain goes in, they want to make sure they get the right size. So, but he said, you know, we can look at that and make sure we're getting the right size and we can have the chain here the next day. So that's not a big deal. And that washer dryer combo thing that I've been looking at, there's some folks up there that have the newest model of that in stock. Fishery Supplies has it, Camping World has it. So I think I could probably just go pick one of those up, assuming I can get it in the car. Or if not, then I'll have them deliver it. But the boatyard said, yeah, you can deliver stuff to us, just make us aware that it's coming. And then we make sure that we set it aside for you. So sounds like I can get all that stuff done. I'm still doing a little research on transducers. So I haven't got that nailed down, but that would be about the last piece of the puzzle. And I think I can get this work done. I did talk to him about, can I hire, a guy for an hour to hold the one end of the bolt while I'm inside tightening down the other end. And they said, yeah, that's no problem. So I think it's about the only thing left to do is do it now. So I think that's kind of where I'm at. So I've got just one or two other little things to finish up around the house here, and then I'll probably head north again. I did kick around in the mountains a little bit. You saw that. It's not all doom and gloom around here, but it is pretty frustrating and kind of sad to see how, everybody wants a piece of the mountains to have their McMansion in, and so the first thing that they do is run in with bulldozers and gouge these huge roads in the side of the mountain, and then, they start slapping houses and hotels and everything around there. All that stuff that I was showing you is mostly in the area around Jordanelle Reservoir. And so soon that will be just part of the city there, I think. So it is what it is. You can't stop progress, right? But it's just kind of frustrating to me how we just can't seem to ever leave the good parts alone, and everybody wants to own their own little chunk of the good parts, and so then they wind up making them not so good. I think that's the kind of thing that chased my old man out of this valley back when I was about a senior in high school, when he sold the house and packed everything up and moved up to a piece of ground in Montana. He just kind of had it with all the growth and everything, and that was many, many years ago, so it hasn't gotten any better. So that's about it for now. I will check in with you when I'm up there, and we'll get a date on the calendar to haul that boat out of the water and do our bottom work.